What is going on, guys? Savage here. Today we're going to be diving into some more solo viewer submitted gameplay. In this video we're going to be focusing on solo rotations and how to put yourself in a better position, especially when it comes to end game. And I'm also going to do an in-depth breakdown of each and every gunfight. That way, if you guys find yourself in a similar position, you guys will have the knowledge to go ahead and take out the enemy. But before we get into it, subscribe to the channel, join the wolf pack today. Also leave a like on the video. Let's get this video to 800 likes, boys. We have been absolutely killing the likes lately. And also, guys, please join the Discord community. It does nothing for me. I made it specifically for you guys. That way you guys can utilize the looking for groups pages, find some teammates, get some wins, and have some fun. But again, guys, the purpose of this entire series is to put you guys in positions you may not have been in. And also, even if you have been in, at least my breakdown can kind of put in your head exactly what you should do and what you shouldn't do. But without further ado, let's go ahead and dive into the video. All right, here we are spectating my dude Deanie Weenie, and he's going for a scavenger. Now, this compound right here is usually pretty hot. It has been since the game came out. I really like this compound. It's not really a hot drop, but you guys come here, you'll probably get in 2, 3, maybe even 4 fights. But with that being said, just make sure you keep your eye on this area, even if you're going for the scavenger, because you're probably gonna have some people either try to shoot you from the windows or rotate up to you. All right, also, I see that we're losing altitude pretty quickly. Now, me per se, I would rather pull my parachute over and over and over again and float closer to the objective and then fall straight on it, than lose altitude early and have to stretch this entire distance with my parachute. Yes, most likely you're safe because it's early on in the game and no one's got guns, but it's still pretty probable for a goated player to be able to snipe you at the air with using a pistol, especially when you're already pretty low to the ground. But let's go ahead and look at this position real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into some gameplay. I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I mean. All right, unfortunately, because of where the plane's placed at, we can't get the exact, flight path and do the exact thing. So I'm gonna kind of improvise. So let's just say we want to go to this location right here, right? It's a pretty good distance. It's a little bit further than where he initially dropped. So instead of just diving for it and let yourself lose speed, you want to pull your parachute, let go, pull your parachute, let go, pull your parachute, and let go. And just keep replaying that process. Now you want to judge it as you're coming closer to the earth. I noticed that I'm probably not going to make it there, so I'm pulling my parachute a little bit more, let go. It'll give me a little bit boost forward, pull my parachute again, let go. Now see, he's already made it there, or he's about to make it there, but I'm actually going to land on the flag itself because, well, I timed it pretty damn good. And it's all about timing with everything. Now, before you're like, Savage, that was stupid, we'll never use that. Think about coming back from the gulag, right? Think about when you come back from the gulag, most of the time, they put you all the way on the edge of the map and you're trying to get back to your loot, right? Well, as you're coming in, the last thing you want to do is pull your parachute and have to coast a good amount of way as you're lowered to the ground because you're going to get sniped in the air. You're going to get shot with an AR out there. So you need to utilize the higher altitude in order to get yourself closer to the objective and then dive on it. You don't want to do the vice versa. You don't want to lose your ground and then have to float to it. You want to go ahead and just basically swim in the air and then dive down on it, if that makes sense. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it again. So here you are, of course, scanning your area. You want to make sure you're safe. There's actually not a single soul here. That's incredible. Honestly, it's absolutely incredible. Now that we have a search objective identified, the last thing we want to do is waste so much time looting these boxes. Granted, grab the plate and the box and it's right here, but you don't want to spend your entire time looting the compound before you grab the scavenger, right? You want to do the scavenger objective first. Of course, play safe like there's somebody there because there probably is somebody at this compound. So you want to play safe, but you want to also go for the objective first. Don't worry about looting houses. Don't worry about looting the outskirts like this. Just go for your search objective, get your money, get your loot out, and just get it done quick. Because all we're doing here is we're going to sit here, we're going to swap our weapons, and we're just going to do this over and over and over again. These guns are not what we're going to be using for more than hopefully a couple minutes, right? So there's no importance in having to switch your guns. Now, granted, if you have a pistol, you want to pick up an M13, duh, right? But you going from the gun you just dropped to this, it's not going to be that drastic of an improvement. Both of them are pretty relative as far as damage and accuracy.
The fuck did I touch?
What did you touch, brother? So many questions. All right, like I said, you want to go ahead and go for the search objective. I see we're going into the house right now. And unfortunately, I can see what's about to happen. We're going to be wasting time looting box to box to box, crate to crate, and we're going to miss out on the scavenger objective. However, if there are people here and you were to play aggressive and fight them first, I'm fine with that because if you come back from the gulag, you can get the scavenger objectives and then have all the money. You went and got the scavenger first and then fought people, you run the risk of losing the money. So if you're out here being aggressive and hunting down people, I'm 100% fine with that. But you going from crate to crate to crate to crate, I don't really feel that confident. There's a guy right there in the window. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, Becky. All right, situations like this is where you really need to utilize the building's layout. The last thing you want to do is put yourself in a corner and allow the enemy to come up, right? Because what do you think is going to happen? He's just going to round the corner and have an easy shot at you. You're going to be right in his line of sight. There are several things you can do in this position. You can watch the staircase. However, you need to be careful about window jumping because there are ways in this building without just coming up the staircase. The window right here in this other room in front of us, you can jump from the rooftop of the other building and come in that way. So be very careful hard peeking the staircase because you could get shot in the back, especially just through the window, right? Also, you could jump out of the windows and out rotate the enemy and come in through the back and hopefully shoot him in the back just like he did us. The possibilities are endless, but sitting right here is definitely not something I recommend. All right, let's go up the staircase right now. No, he's not. There he is. He's moving back and forth. I was about to say, you had his armor hurt, so at that point, you need to push out and just go ahead and finish the chow. Also, as soon as you get in a gunfight, remember, there are going to be enemies close by, or there's a likelihood of enemies being close by. So as soon as you do that, reload your weapon like he's doing now and instantly pop your plate. Don't waste any time at all because this game's all about third-party and people. The last thing I'm going to do is be caught up plating or be caught up without plating and absolutely get shit on. So, and this is the roof I was talking about. People can jump out of that roof and into that other building. All right, so we skipped ahead about 2 minutes and we're still trying to do the search objectives. We still only gotten one combat. And there's also an enemy UAV above us. Now, I don't know what the rest of the map looks like around us, but I would go ahead and assume that there's probably an enemy at the buy station near us. Now, unfortunately, we don't have enough money to get a loadout. But again, these buildings haven't been hit yet. At least I don't think they have been. So, if we look at the mini map, there's a guy in the building of the roof that we were just talking about a few minutes ago. Now, this game's all about awareness and positioning. This right here is extremely dangerous. One, because there's a guy in this building. We know that, right? The last thing you want to do, I know there's a crate in here, and I understand that, but the last thing you want to do is put yourself vulnerable to where this guy has an easy line of sight on you. Yes, you could dive in here, grab the box, plate up, whatever, because you do have a good amount of plates. But what I always tell you guys, don't allow yourself to be in a position to be stuck in a cubby. You want to go in a cubby, that's fine if no one's around, but we know there's a guy in here who has an easy line of sight on us. The last thing you want to do is this, because if that dude was paying attention and looking around, we would be caught out in the middle of the open. Also, this is a perfect opportunity as well. We actually have a graw. So this scope can be altered, right? You can take out the high zoom and just use the hollow instead. I definitely recommend doing that, whether it's your primary or not. If it's in your hand, go ahead and utilize your close range weapon in a close range situation, right? So get that close range scope up is definite must. Also, you have dead silence. Dead silence is your best friend in compounds like this, especially when some Joe Blow's camping in a building. Now, I don't know if Deanie Weenie was aware of the enemy in this building right here. It doesn't really seem like it, but if you guys are ever in this position, hopefully you guys can take a little bit away from what I just said. I'm going to go ahead and assume he doesn't know that. And again, it just goes to map awareness. You need to always be scanning the mini map. Like right now, there's shots going off at Superstore. It's way away, but again, why not just glance at your mini map and see the little red dot and put it in your head? Because after we get in this fight, we could like, hey, let's just go over here. We know there were shots over there. Let's go see what's going on over there. Also, slow walking is a no-no, right? You guys really need to start speeding up your movement, speeding up your gunplay, speeding up your gameplay.
Coming actual. Requesting flyover.
Oh shit, there's a guy right behind you, fam. And that's exactly what I was talking about with using your close range scope. Luckily, it worked out for your boy. But this kind of zoom is a little scary because if this dude's a drop shotting, slide canceling, jump shotting monster, he's going to be all over the screen. It's going to be very hard for you to track with that big old zoom, and he's so close to your face. So again, switch to your close range scope if you can, if it's going to be your close range weapon. That way you can win the fights. Luckily for him, he was able to absolutely obliterate this dude, and now the guy that's in the house is still over there, and we're coming from the backside of the wall. Also be aware of the vehicle that's pushing from behind us. He looks like he may be driving away. I like the fact that the enemy left his position to come push us. However, he did it a little late. He hesitated. And what I mean by that is we got in a fight and we were able to wrap around this entire building and come up the backside, and he was still inside the rooftop. As soon as we rounded this back corner, that's when he decided to move. That was a good 10 seconds after the fight was already done and won, right? So if he's gonna third party, he should have instantly jumped out of his building and pushed across while he heard us shooting. If you're gonna be in a position where you wanna push some enemies, make sure you do it instantly. If you hesitate for a second, you need to rethink your entire plan because you could end up in a position like this dude. And again, people have a habit of working themselves into a corner It's not a good strategy, especially in Warzone. It's not a good strategy in any game. You guys don't want to give yourself one way in and one way out, because if we had thermite, if we had C4, stuns, you're screwed. There's nothing you can do. And of course, he's going to be head glitching like they always do, right? And again, in that fight, I mean, first off, he left his area too early, and then he put himself in a corner. So, you know, as in depth as I would like to get with that fight, there's really nothing he could have done. He should have played the box. I wouldn't have set so far back from the box. I at least would have put my body against it, and then waited for the enemy to come to me instead of me stepping out from behind the box and getting absolutely blitzed out. One recommendation I have is, if you guys are ever in a position where you're in a bad position for whatever reason, you need to be more patient, right? Wait for the enemy to round to you. Not to mention the enemy clearly had a stun grenade, right? He should have threw the stun grenade outside instantly and then come out and shot us. So there are a lot of things that enemy did wrong, but fortunately for us, he did all those things wrong, and here we are sitting at $7,100. And I'm assuming Deanie Weenie's strat is to go ahead and get the free loadout because we bought UAV. We're kind of utilizing money in other ways, so I think he's just gonna wait for the free loadout drop, which is perfectly fine. You know, if that's the way you decide to play, that's fine. I do recommend getting your loadout drop early, as soon as possible. That way you can start slaying out with guns you feel comfortable with. But you know what? Everyone plays differently, and this is just another example of a tactic that some players use. We saw a video about a month ago where we had a guy, he literally picked up starter weapons and he went around and just UAV hunted everybody down and blitzed them down, dude. He was an animal with the starter weapons. And when I say starter weapons, I'm talking about ground loot, of course. All right, so now we're in a position, we really don't know where we're going. I always tell you guys to play with a plan in your head, right? You don't just want to wander around the map with no plan, no action, blind essentially, right? You want to go ahead and be like, okay, I'm going this way because there's a bounty here. I'm going this way because I know this compound's going to have money and I want to get money. I'm going to go this way because I see people shooting. We're kind of just coming over here. We happen to see a vehicle driving towards us, but we're kind of coming here for, I don't really think we have a reason. I could be wrong because nothing's marked on his map. He didn't even look at his map. So I'm a little curious as to where we're heading to and why. All right, here we are working our way back to the compound we originally started at. And of course, it's because the free loadout drop has, you know, fallen in. And here we are scouting the area. You will always want to scout before you just go in blind. So I definitely love the fact that you're not just going in there without looking left, looking right, kind of scanning the area, especially since there's an enemy right up here running in the distance. Now, that was actually a pretty good opportunity to take some shots. Granted, you don't feel comfortable with your gun. I understand that. Again, reason why I recommend getting your loot in the first place. But you don't feel comfortable with your gun, that's fine. But however, guys, if you guys have your Graw, if you have your M13, if you have your Kilo, if you have a gun that's an absolute laser, that dude was wide out in the open and you were mounted, that's a perfect opportunity to take the shots and get the kill. I still probably would have shot at the enemy with this gun because, again, mounted, every gun's basically a laser. But either way, we know where the enemy's at, and now we're just playing for the box. And as you see, the enemy's actually doing a good job, too, of playing safe. Well, never mind. So the enemy worked his way up here, hugged the wall, and was lean peeking, right? He was kind of scanning the area as well. He instead of going straight for the loadout drop, but now he's just running away. I don't really understand his play there. I think I hear footsteps to our left. Did y'all hear that, chat? He just got blown away, bro. He just got blown away. But I was going to say before he got sniped, I do like the fact that you're utilizing your tap fire. A lot of people in this position would hold the trigger down and just hope to God they get all their shots hit. But because barely a sliver, his body was sticking out, you definitely want to tap fire. You don't want to waste the ammunition, and you don't want to have to force yourself to reload should someone push behind you. Here we are going for a loadout drop. And I don't know if that guy's dead or not. I wouldn't pay attention to the player count, but I would imagine you had him hurt, and then an R700, it sounded like, shot him in the head. So I would, oh, there he is, laying prone. All right, boom. That's all she wrote. Now, we killed him, but be aware, he did get shot by an R700 over to the 70 to the east-ish. So go ahead and grab his loot, instantly jump off that ridge, and make yourself to safety. Now, I thought I heard footsteps when we were up the hill. Sounded like it. I guess I was wrong because no one ever peeked and shot at us. But now we're in a position where we can stay here if you wanted and gatekeep the sniper. That would be one great tactic you'd utilize to go ahead and get him taken care of, and then you can move on. All right, we're calling in another loadout drop. All right, so now we're rocking Ghost and a Graw. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, again, paying attention to minimap is everything. I don't even think he realizes that the sniper is behind him to his east. But if he did, he would know that an enemy is coming this way because he's going to have to get safe. That dude does not have a sniper, so there's still a sniper out here somewhere. And it's things like that that I'm talking about. Pay attention to your minimap. Savage, it doesn't really matter that much. Well, it kind of does, because here's my thought process to paying attention to the minimap. I know there's a sniper somewhere to our left right now. Whether he comes this way or not is completely irrelevant, right? I know he's there because I saw him and I paid attention to what was going on during the fight. We just killed a guy that could have been him, but he doesn't have a sniper, so it's not. So instantly, instead of standing here looting, I would be very aware of my surroundings, because I'm going to think that the guy's pretty damn close. And here he is, because we have a UAV. Thankfully, if that guy we killed did not have a UAV, this fight here would go completely different. Completely different. So again, paying attention to your minimap is crucial. All right, here's the enemy coming out of the tent finally. Boom. Crouch walking. Guys, please, I'm telling you guys right now, when you watch any top tier player, I don't care if they're a streamer, YouTuber, I don't give a crap what it is, your friend, your mom, whatever. When you see any top tier player, they're not crouch walking. You guys need to get faster with your movement. That way you're not an easy target. You see how easy it was to shoot him right there? Now try to shoot somebody, slide cancel, bunny hopping, going back and forth, serpentining. It's gonna be a little bit more difficult. Granted, the better you are, it won't be that much challenging. But if you're crouch walking, you're not only giving good players the opportunity to kill you, you're giving bad players an opportunity to kill you. So guys, please stop crouch walking. I'm begging you. Unless you're pushing up staircases silently. That's a whole different ball game, but we'll get into that in another video.
UAV is out of fuel. Returning to resupply.
All right, UAV's out. Gas is not on us yet. We have $6,800. Buy a UAV. I wouldn't call it in right away, but I would definitely go ahead and get one in my reserve. That way, when I got close to the circle, I'd call my UAV, and I could see if someone's sitting there gatekeeping me. That way, I can make my plan accordingly. If there's someone gatekeeping me right in front, I can work my way in a wide right flank, work my way on a wide left flank, and outposition that guy instead of being an easy target. But we're kind of going in blind now. Of course, there's going to be someone gatekeeping us. I'm not sure where the circle's at because we have not pulled up our map yet. If the circle's ever rotating, you don't want to walk around blind. Granted, you want to check the buildings and stuff, but you don't want to not know where your end goal is, right? You want to look at your map. You want to find out where you're going. That way you can make your plan accordingly. We have a vehicle coming up from our right-hand side. Again, if you're paying attention to your mini-map, you could instantly whip out that Grawl and blaze them off the ATV. ATV people are extremely easy to kill. I love when people drive ATVs next to me, and this is a perfect opportunity to get another kill. But unfortunately, we're going to miss out on it. I don't even know if he's going to realize it's there until he hears it. All right, we got another UAV. Buy another one. Let it sit in your reserve, or you can buy a self-res kit. I'm definitely down with that for sure. Now, as far as self-res, it's completely up to you. Solos, I definitely recommend them. It just depends on your play style, to be honest. It really does. I see a lot of players play super hyper aggressive, and you know, with an entire 8-hour stream, they'll use their self-res once, but they're still buying them. You know, you want to use the self-res is a great tool, but you want to utilize it based on how your gameplay that match is going to be. I do like the fact that you're trying to get safe, and you're looking at all the buildings, you're checking on the doorways, you're checking on the corners. Even though your heartbeat said there's nobody there, you're not trusting it 100%, and you're still double checking. So definitely good on you. But again, the slow walking, you definitely want to get out of that habit. And I was on top of a hospital roof, and you're sitting here doing this. This would be a very easy headshot for me to get. Very easy. All right, guys, so here we are. I've seen a trend. We've basically been running from the circle with our back to the circle the entire match. The past 10 minutes of gameplay just been running on the edge. And we haven't gotten any kills, honestly. Since the ATV passed us earlier, we haven't seen anybody. We haven't done anything. I love the fact that he saw this building instantly was like, okay, I think someone's in here, because there's high probability there is. So here we have, again, us crouch walking. Right now, what's going to happen, right? If there's a guy in here who's even half-ass decent, let's assume there's a player in here with a 1 KD. It's not the best, but it's definitely above average. Let's say there's a player in here with a 1 KD. He's probably going to be scanning the window. He's probably going to be looking around. He might be on the rooftop, and if he is, guess what? You're super vulnerable. If he's in any of these windows, you're super vulnerable. So if you know there's a guy in there, there's no shame in going ahead and push across the yard and get your body next to the building and then get inside and fight him. Or you can get a better position out here and gatekeep this enemy. You sitting here right now is just wasting time and delaying the inevitable. Either A, you're going to push in there and kill him. B, you're going to push across and gatekeep him. Or C, he's going to shoot you and die. So again, get the fight taken care of fast as possible. Right now, I'm getting bad anxiety because, again, not only do you have to worry about this enemy, but everyone to your right who's probably going to be the same position you are, gatekeeping. Luckily for you, this guy is hauling ass. This guy's out of here. All right, also, oh shit, there he is. Hello, we found him. Also, there's a guy on this building right here. And again, that just goes back to the point of you slow walking, crouch walking. If this guy was paying attention at all, and I'm really surprised you haven't gotten shot at yet, but if this guy was paying attention at all, you'd be extremely vulnerable because he has a beautiful line of sight on you. But let's continue. I did not plan this pause, I promise. Again, dude, crouching. Like, I don't... Stop crouching. I'm serious. You see how easy it is for him to do that? But find what strategy is best for you guys, because this game, any battle royale, is completely... There's a guy parachuting into your left. There's a guy... It's completely scenario based. Now, again, it goes back to awareness, right? There's a beautiful soul right here, dropping down at Mach 5. Pulls his parachute and he's floating. Again, you have a Grawl, someone's parachuting, very easy to get him shot and broken and get the kill. Not to mention, even if you decide not to shoot at him, because he is kind of low to the ground, if you decide as a person, as a player, not to shoot at him, you know where he's at and you can push over and get him. I know it seems like a lot, guys. I'm like, stare at your mini-map. Make sure you're aware of everything. Make sure your peripherals are going. Look at your loadout. Look at your ammo. Look at your health. I know I'm saying a lot, guys, but I'm telling you, it comes with practice. But we are in a position where we need to get to the buy station. That way we can go ahead and get some armor placed and or loot some buildings. Again, I'm not a huge fan of ghetto looting, especially late game, because the chance of these buildings being unlooted is pretty slim. Now, we have an enemy UAV in front of us, so I would imagine, yeah, he's just sitting at a buy station spamming them. So either A, he's at the buy station right here. You definitely want to look at it. Or B, he's at the buy station that we had marked over to the southwest. So again, pay attention to things like that. The announcer is awesome. I don't use the announcer because he annoys the shit out of me. But if you're using the announcer, make sure you use him to your advantage. It seems like the announcer's always talking when I decide I need a sound whore because I'm pushing somebody. I'm sitting there creeping up, listening for footsteps. Next thing I know, it's like, enemy UAV overhead, enemy UAV overhead. And I'm fucking dead. I don't know what's happening. I get shot and I'm dead. It's absolutely unfortunate. All right, to begin, because I know that someone just spammed a bunch of UAVs in the air trying to get an advanced UAV. There's probably a guy at this buy or the next one. This one seems clear. Again, don't rely on loadout. Check the roof. Make sure you're scanning your surroundings. Now, this is a perfect opportunity to go ahead and get in this building and gatekeep everybody coming from Boneyard, right? There's only 2 blips over there. Probably one of them is going to die because they're right on top of each other, but someone needs to kill them. Let that be us. There's a lot of blips inside Promenade, so I'm going to go ahead and imagine most of the players are already here. So again, there's no shame with sitting up in a building, waiting to find out where the next circle goes. That way, yeah, I heard it too. That way you can base your movement on that. Now, I feel like there is someone in here. He heard it. I heard it. Sound like, I don't know what it sounded like. It was almost like a door open, but there wasn't a door. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, Axel, call it in.
All right. I like this. So he believes someone's on the roof. We don't know if there is or not, but he believes someone's on the roof. To get them off the roof, instead of going up and throwing thermite and missing it and not getting a hit marker, instead of sitting there just waiting for him to peek and peppering him, he plates up, pepper him again, he plates up, he shoots you, you plate, and y'all just trade plates and bullets. Instead of going through that bullshit, he utilizes his cluster strike to hopefully force the enemy down, and then sits here ADS pre-fire in the area to get the kill. However, if I was in your position, I would go up here and watch this area. Granted, as you go up the staircase, you want to turn and check that above us is clear, right? Because the enemy could be camping above us, but this is not the spot because I hate shooting between these bars. Most of the time, dude, if he sidesteps over here, you're not going to hit any shots. It's going to be an absolute cluster. But let's see what happens. There he comes down, beautiful, and this guy had no idea what happened to him, bro. He was turning everywhere. And again, guys, if you get shot, you need to instantly notice where you're getting shot from, utilizing the hit indicators that pop up on your screen. That dude just did a 360-degree turn and still had no idea where we killed him from. Yeah, I like the fact you switched to your MP5 as you push inside a building. You're inside a building, guys, your close range weapon always. Don't be walking around inside a building with a sniper rifle. You don't really need anything, brother, right? You already have Ghost. That's our 3rd loadout drop. I mean, hey, if that's what you want, man, maybe he didn't have Ghosts. Maybe he did something I didn't notice. Chat, let me know. All right, we're on the rooftop now. You got to be very careful. This is Promenade, and it's surrounded by rooftops and other buildings, right? So us sitting here, we're very vulnerable. Now, if you have a fast reaction time and you get shot, you can jump right off and plate up. You're fine. But we know the average teddy bear doesn't have a fast reaction time. So you want to make sure you don't put yourself in positions like this to get shot in the side or in the back. Not to mention, we haven't even looked at the rooftop yet. Oh, there's a body right there. Okay, this is exactly why, right? There's a dead body here. So someone was already up here, and they paid the ultimate price, right? They've already died. I'm assuming from, fire tower, because that angle would make perfect sense. So just be very careful how you sit on roofs, right? You want to make sure you're not vulnerable. You'll see me sitting on roofs all the time, but I'm constantly scanning every direction. I'm looking everywhere. We have a guy right here, easy claps. Now I get it. He's right actually above you. He's right below you actually right there. But I get it. You're gonna aim down. You're gonna shoot him hopefully. But be careful, dude, because again, your boy got shot. I think it was from fire tower, but we don't know. And because we don't know, this makes me worried. Oh God, every time. War Machine is in play in fire station. Get your ass back inside. Don't even mess with that. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 6 enemies left. We are at 9 kills. This could possibly be a 10 kill or above win. We've got 2 people over here to our left, but we have a guy east who's going to have to push himself out in the open. 2 guys, actually. So go ahead, vault up. You want to go ahead and put you in a position to get these kills before someone else does. Go ahead, get the kill. Instantly transition because we know there's a guy right there. Yep, and there it is. Unfortunately, that one was robbed from us. That is unfortunate. But we have 3 enemies left, and we know that 2 guys are in fire station. What do we do? Now, there's many things you can do in this position. You could, 1, wait for the gas to hit you. Use your gas mask, sit in the gas, and hopefully everyone else will run out in the open, and then it's easy claps. 2, you could, again, sit in the gas, utilize your gas mask, and jump from this rooftop over to fire station rooftop, and basically, you know, kind of building hop a little bit, playing the rooftops. Granted, you want to make sure you have sight on the fire station rooftop before you blindly jump, but that is another play. You could also wait to hear enemy shots. Hopefully these guys get in a fight and then jump off the roof and play the outside of this wall because all these guys are going to have to run in. Hopefully the 3rd guy that's missing isn't over here. And if you do get this area, again, when these guys leave, you could easily shoot them. So it just depends on where, 1, this 4th player's at that's hiding, and 2, what our dude wants to do. There's a guy in the tower. Easy claps. Boom. Beautiful. Beautiful. Now check your heartbeat. I check my heartbeat because I don't know if that was one of the bleeps, but it is one of the bleeps. Now here we are utilizing the gas. Plating up. We got a gas mask. There's a fight going on. These guys are in a gunfight. So again, right now you could jump down here because we know the last 2 enemies are in firehouse. I would play this garage right here and wait for them to run out. And again, utilize what's left of my gas mask and blaze them down in a blaze of glory. Thermite for the win. No way. What a savage, brother. Again, guys, don't force yourself into cubbies. Just going back to the beginning of the video and almost every other video I've ever made. But we got the win. Deanie Weenie, my man. Congratulations, brother. Thank you for the gameplay, my dude. Deanie, I appreciate the gameplay, brother. A lot of lessons we learned in this video, and I really hope you guys learned something from this. If you did, please let me know what it was in the comment section below. Also, again, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Leave a like on the video and join our Discord community, boys. Deanie Weenie, I think the biggest thing that stood out to me was just your movement. You need to practice not slow walking, practice sprinting always. Maybe turn on auto attack sprint and for a few days and see how you like it. I feel like maybe in your games you might get clapped running in the open a lot, and you're probably wondering how. Again, your slower movement is kind of the same as crouch walking. You know, we're sitting here trolling guys who crouch walk. I'm trying to tell you guys not to, but it goes vice versa as well with you guys slow walking sideways. You want to practice moving faster. But other than that, brother, thank you so much for submitting the gameplay, dude. I really enjoyed watching it, man. But again, I hope you're learning something from the series, and I really hope that this series is helping you improve as a player. But thank you for tuning in, and until next time, good luck in Warzone. Thank you for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you check out one of these 2 videos over here and subscribe by clicking the button over there. You have a good one. Until next time, keep on improving.